Hey, good morning, everybody. Woohoo! All right, welcome to Hex Token Channel. Your host, Superman, in the house. And of course, we've got some pretty good news because the markets are looking not too bad at the moment, not too shabby, nice and green. So we're going to talk about that. But first of all, we're going to start off with the stock market news, get into crypto news, and of course, then we're going to get into the Icosa Day 9 results for Icosa Day 9. So we're getting into that. We're going to get the Hex daily stats as well as we head up towards day 1,000. We're at day 995 coming out today. So we're going to get into that. So stay tuned. And of course, we're going to look at all the market prices as well for Hex ecosystems. So it's going to be cool. Maximus, Icosa, Hedron. And of course, by the time we end up in September sometime, we're probably going to have 9 charts and talk about 9 different price charts in the Hex ecosystem. It's going to be epic. And that's before Pulsechain even launches, so going to be awesome. Get in there, folks. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, smash the subscribe button, hit the likes and all that. We're over 5,600 subscribers now, heading up towards, I guess, that big 6,000 mark, and away we go. All right, let's see who's in the house already. A big welcome from Hex Token, of course. We've got Wookie in the house. Hey, Wookie, good to see you. Woo! Yes, 2 in a row. Not sure what 2 in a row means, but that's good. 2 in a row. Oh, you made 2 live streams in a row? Cool. That's just interpreting. Very cool. Wookie is informed player of the day. Nice one, Wookie. Appreciate that. And Brendan's in the house there. Morning, boss. Good to see you, Brendan. And who else? Wake Dog. Bounce him if you got him. So I like it. I like it. Let's get straight into it, folks. We're going to get into the stock market news now. Obviously, Dow ends in red as signs of slowing growth way. I don't know where they make these titles, but that's how they've written this. Dow ends in red as signs of slowing growth way. I'm sure they'd fail in the English class with that one. But, hey, that's the way we go. We've got the Dow Jones at the moment. The top 30 industrials in the United States currently down 154 points. And, of course, it's down just under 0.5%, down to 32,909 is the index now. S&P 500 down 9 points, which is down 0.2%, down to 4128. And NASDAQ, with a lot of the tech companies in it, is down it's actually even on the percentage, but it's just down slightly, very, very slightly, down to 12,381, basically almost not moved way it goes. But the US dollar index, so the dollar versus its trading partners, is down just under 0.5% there, down to 108.5. So that's where the dollar index is there. Let's quickly look at the commodities. This is probably the biggest part of the news. Is the oil prices. The Brent crude there has gone up to $100 a barrel, but that's down just slightly at the moment. The West Texas is open at the moment. The market is open. That's down 7 cents to $93.67. And what we've got gold at. Gold is down at $17.58. Remember, not too long ago, it was over $1,800. Silver is down at $18.93. That was not too long ago, over $20 as well. Soybeans up 1.8% there to 1,460 for US soybeans. And of course, we're going to keep monitoring food and property markets are probably the key ones to keep looking at there, as well as the supply chain. Now, the commentary, the Dow slipped Tuesday as data showing fresh signs of a slowing economy, soured sentiment. Once again, this is we've got issues around inflation and interest rates, right? And then we have worse issues around recession and growth and GDP and things like that. So these are the ones we're trying to avoid as much as we can. Obviously, the two are very related. Most positive, but they've had, so as data showed, fresh signs of slowing economy, soured sentiment, and overshadowed mostly positive quarterly results from retailers. So we got some good retail financial results coming in, but you know, the showing signs of a souring economy, you know, overshadowed that. Let's have a look at manufacturing and services activity dropped in August. So this is the slowing economy, with the later falling further in contraction with a reading of 44.1, stoking fresh worries of a slowing economy. Remember, 50 is typically, over 50 is typically a growing number. So under 50 there, down at 44 is a slowing services growth and the services there. Treasury yield as well paused their recent ascent following the data, supporting a recovery in tech, with chip stocks in particular taking on gains. So the Treasury yields paused their recent ascent following the data, and of course supporting a recovery in tech, with chip stocks in particular taking on gains. We're going to jump through a lot of the semiconductors and stuff like that, jump down to the energy market. A surge in energy stocks helped the broader market steady as oil prices climbed more than 3%. Of course, we can see they're over $100 now after the Saudi Arabia touted the prospect of production cuts. So obviously the US was trying to get more supply, not less supply. And here's Saudi Arabia touting prospects of cutting supply. And of course, by major oil producers to boost prices even higher. So $100 there, we've had a bit of a reprieve, remember. Was up over $120, and of course, inflation was spurring inflation big time. You can see the leverage that these guys have, all because the US administration has removed away from the previous administration, which had put US in self-sufficiency for the first time and taken the control away from this oil cartel. And now they are paying the price for it, right? They're paying the price. But it's a tick-for-tack game. And, of course, we can see what else is going on here. The remarks from the Saudi Energy Minister bin Salman, possibly signaling that Saudi Arabia is preparing for the prospect of the US agreeing to a renewal of the nuclear agreement with Iran, thereby allowing the latter to return to the oil market. That geopolitically is a disaster. But, of course, that's what you've got with the current administration. On the earnings front, investors digested mostly positive quarterly results from the retailers, with Macy's in the spotlight. So, obviously, Macy's jumped more than 3%. Dick's Sporting Goods ended slightly higher as well after retail lifted its full-year outlook. And so that was pretty good from the retail space. So we're going to jump away from there. That is the stock market news. Let's get into crypto. And, of course, crypto here, BTC, making a bit of a rebound here since yesterday. BTC at 21,550, up 1.6%. Ethereum at 1662, up 4.38%. Nice to see that. BNB, actually, interestingly, not doing much there after holding up, relatively speaking. Still at $299.50, just under $300 there. And you can see some good movers there with Atom. Atom seems to have moved up pretty decently, up 11% to $12.12. And, of course, AVAX there up almost 6%, up to $23.50. So you can see some of the darker greens there actually doing not too bad there. All right, so let's get into Hex. Hex, of course. Hex is the best. Actually, it was over 5 cents before I started the live stream. Looks like it's just dipped a little bit here. Actually, that chart's looking a little bit odd, to be honest. It seems to have jumped. Let's have a look. Refresh that one more time. Yeah, depends on. So on one trading pair is up at 5 cents. The other one's at just under 5 cents at the moment. We've got the one that's just under 5 cents. I think we've got 3% pull. So let's have a look at where that's going. So we had a bit of a nice little move higher today, up to 5.15 cents on this particular trading pair. I think there's a little bit of differences in the trading pairs. And, of course, this chart here is this is on Dextal, still got 12 hours to go. And here we are just under 5 cents, so 4.945 with a high of today of 5.15 on this trading pair. The low of the day, 4.8 cents. And, of course, we've got the Bollinger Bands, the top of the Bollinger Bands, top 95% price is 7 cents. The bottom is 3.95 down the bottom here. That is the trading range in the blue. You can sort of see it's faintly blue in there. Now, the 50% price is the red line, and that's currently at 5.48 cents, so say basically 5.5 cents. The EMA 13, which helps give us a sort of a key indicator for a trend reversal, that is currently at 5.1 cents. So that's kind of where we are at this stage. So it's interesting, a big jump there. So we're going to be watching that pretty closely. And so this chart's got 12 hours to go. This particular, depends on whose chart you're looking at. It's going to have a different candle to it. That's kind of where we are at this stage. Let's have a look at the DMI. I didn't realize I had kept up a lot of those prices, but DMI there. We've got the buyers have gone back in control. The sellers, so the buyers are now crossed over, see the crisscross, bit of a battle. So this is exactly what we hoped for, remember? This has played out, so nice, and the buyers are slightly above the sellers. So good to see there. This chart looks a little bit awry, actually. It's a little bit awry, that stuff there's moved around. The RSI there's moved up to 47, so it's positive. And we've got our cross here. This was giving us probably our strongest buying, more bullish scenario was played out so far. It's got plenty to run. If it runs, it's going to run really nicely because it's in the oversold territory, but with a buy crossover. So nice. All right, so that's kind of where we're at the stage, and not too bad day in the books there. we'll jump out of this chart. We're going to jump over to the Hex spot here and see what the whale bot's been doing. So we had 21 hours ago, we had 5.5 million Hex bought for $270,000. Then we had 14 hours ago, 5.7 million sold for $270 there. And then, of course, what else? Let's jump through here. Got lots of stakes and stuff going on there. Let me jump through all of that. Then 9 hours ago, we had 3 million Hex bought for 155,000. Then 9 hours ago, we had 4 million Hex bought for 202,000. 4 million Hex bought for 230,000 8 hours ago. 3.6 million sold 7 hours ago here for 186. We had 6.5 million Hex then sold as well after that 6 hours ago. So we had a bit of a tussle here. And 6 hours ago, we had 6 million Hex sold for 302,000. It's kind of where we are at this stage. So cool. Let's jump over into the quad charts. We've got Hex obviously on the left there. We're at 4.9. We've got Hedron making the big move. And of course, this moved earlier yesterday. This move's been on for a little while now. And of course, look at this daily candle up to 2,611. We're currently at 2,340 with the low of the day at 19.15. So this is kind of where we ended yesterday in our last live stream. It rallied after our last live stream and has gone up pretty nicely there. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And plenty of room in the RSI there to move up too. So looking really good there on Hedron. Let's jump over to Icosa. And Icosa there at the moment is at $1.49. $1.49 on Icosa. And obviously moving around with the Hex price there. Obviously with HSI buybacks. So we've got Hedron and Icosa. And of course, we'll give a brief mention to Maxi here. Maxi at 9 cents. And of course, the premium versus Hex is currently at 78%. So it's a little bit weaker than it was yesterday. Yesterday was about 80%. I actually got 80%. Yeah, I think it was yesterday 80%, and it's down at 78, 79 at the moment. So pretty stable around this point, but that's kind of where it is. So if we've got Hedron and Maxi looking pretty good, particularly Hedron is really firing. We're going to jump into Icosa day 9 results. Let's get into it. We're pretty much pretty close to the end of the day. So before we do that, though, we're going to cover up the other markets. We'll come back to that. I think we need just another 10 more minutes before we get really close to end of day 9 numbers. So we'll come back to that. We've got BNB at the moment on the BNB chain. We've got the airdrops. We got the memes on BNB chain. We got Pulse Dodge currently at 4.9, so just under 0.5 cent, making a bit of a rally on Pulse Dodge. That's nice to see. And of course, P33 down at 11.33 there, not looking so good at the moment. I'm sure it might have another reprieve, but that's where it is at the stage. And we got IM also down at 9172, a little bit above where it was, the low at 7.4. So, but still pretty weak there. In fact, if we full chart the IM chart there, it's still got a higher low, but it's very weak chart. So probably the best one of the day is Pulse Dodge coin at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the airdrops. So we're going to look at that too. We've got Weight Token. Oh, Weight Token, woohoo, had a bit of a rally again. Look at this thing, man. This thing's doing some crazy stuff. Not many people have minted their tokens, so I guess there's not a lot of supply around in some form. So maybe 4 to 6% of supply has been minted. And of course, that gives us sort of a scarce play, ironically, because if everyone minted, there'd be tons of supply, right? But then there would be more players. There would be more players in the market actively doing stuff, I guess, one could argue. Maybe not. So we're at just over 7/10 of a penny there, at 7400. So almost 3/4 cent there, basically. With the high of the day, massive high of the day, almost 9/10 of a cent. So it's crazy, 9/10 of a penny. So pretty crazy stuff happening there in the old Weight Token. The other thing, of course, is we've got Pulse Dodge coin at back over $4. Woo-hoo! Well done. So back over $4. We'll give that a clap. That is managed to get that before inflation, before staking and inflation. I actually haven't checked their Twitter today, so just an oversight on my point. But $4 at the moment, so that's much better. Very cool. Remember, it was very almost oversold territory, and it's still relatively low, 39. So that's still can have a nice little run there. We will see. All right, let's jump back to the Hex charts here, and I'm going to just close down that. Let's jump back to the Hex charts, and of course, we've got Hedron at 2,340. We got $1.49 on Icosa at the moment. So let's jump over to actually, before we do that, let's jump back. We'll come back to Maximus. So we're going to have a look at all the whale bots here for Hedron. We can see that we've had tons and tons of HSI stakes today. Now I have added them all up for the whale bot. I was just going to make sure that I'd got them all. Let me just refresh this, make sure I've got them all. 57 minutes ago, 100,000. Okay. What else we got there? I'm just going to make sure I've got the last couple of hours. 1 hour. Let's have a look here. 4 hours. So this is cool. We're up to here. Hedron sold. So lots of Hedron sold there. Hedron. And I think we've only got 100,000. So that's cool. I can add that in. So we've added in all these 100,000. So we're going to add those up and go right back to the beginning. We've had heaps of HSIs, but we've added them all up. So we've got that. I've already added them up. So we've had 6.2 million HSIs, 6.2 million hex has been pushed through the HSIs over the last 24 hours. And so that brings our total up for day 9 of 88.6 million through the whale bot have gone through HSIs for, pretty much 555, the vast majority of them. So pretty cool, 88 million. That's pretty neat. That's excluding the amount that was sold through the Hedron deployer. Provided through the Hedron deployer to get watts of NFTs. That's in addition to this amount. So pretty amazing. And of course, excludes a lot of the small players doing HSIs that have been selling them to the Icosa contract as well. So pretty cool. Now, obviously, this assumes that most of them have been sold to the HSI contract, which may or may not be the case. You would have to manually add them all up, as far as I know, using the 721 tab and downloading the CSV file and going through them manually, which I don't have time to do. So this is an approximation for that. All right, so let's have a look here. If we add those in, those 88.6 million now, we've got pretty much in here. That's where we are at the moment. Icosa sells. Remember, this is kind of where we are at the moment. We've got Icosa sells here, and of course, we've got Maximus coming up very, very quickly. From the looks of it, maybe we'll have update from that very shortly in terms of a launch phase. But this is where we are at the moment, and looking really good. Looking really good, actually. So I'm very happy with this. We're tracking almost perfectly to my arbitrary number that I put in there. Remember, I put 150 mil. We're tracking very well versus that. So I'm very pleased with that one. All right, cool. So that's kind of where we're at the stage. So let's get into Icosa. I'm going to pull that up because I just realized I haven't actually logged onto Icosa today. Let me just pull that up now. Icosa, and let's bring the DApp up. I'm going to put that in front of all the blockchains because we're pretty much coming up to the end of day 9. So we're pretty much there at the moment. Let me just connect the wallet. All right, so here we go. Here we go, folks. Day 9 results for Icosa, and let's refresh it again just for good measure. And we are currently got Icosa. These are points for staking. 38.32 billion points in Icosa staking at the moment. That's 38.32 billion points. We got Hedron at 65,000 trillion points. That's 65,000 trillion points for Hedron staking. And WhatsApp, we are all SA. The SA means source account. So we are all SA. We got 15.37 trillion points for WhatsApp's now, with the average NFT size of 1.11 billion points. And the number of WhatsApp's total supply, 13,727 watts of NFTs. That's 13,727 watts of NFTs. Wow, that's cool. If you've got some of those, you're an exclusive club. And of course, once you decide to claim your Icosa yield, you are out of that club. You are out of that club. That's pretty much it. And of course, this is on a 14-day mint phase. We just finished day 9. So we've got 5 days to go after this. 5 days to go. We will find out how many watts NFTs will be in there. So cool. We'll find that out soon enough. Obviously, a lot of people have been doing HSI buybacks, selling Hex stakes with HSIs. And of course, we just checked that out. It's been going up pretty well. 88.6 million through the whale bot has gone through HSIs. Now, probably most of those have gone through to sell. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. That is the presumption there. All right, cool. Let's get into what's happened on the blockchain and corresponding to the staking to see how much Icosa is in the market and how much Hedron, etc. Let's have a look at it. Now, I'm not sure if I put these in the right order. So let's go to Icosa first. I'm going to pull that up. So we've got, have a refresh here. We've got 880,617 Icosa. That is in total supply. This is really the liquid supply if you think about it. 961 holders. We're going to scroll down. We're going to add that number in with the calculator. So we're going to go 880. We're just going to add the thousands up. So 880,000. We're going to go down to function number 18 on the read only on the contract. Icosa stake supply. Looks like we've got 8.8 million in there. So we're going to add 880 plus 886. So we've got 8,886,000 is in stake supply. That would give us a total supply of 9,766,000. That's 9,766,000 Icosa, adding the staked and the liquid supply there in the market. So 9.7. So we're almost heading towards 10 million. And we know that obviously in November, when we have all those HSI sales, we're going to have a massive bonanza for Icosa inflation. And of course, if you're staked, you're going to get that inflation. You're the one who's going to earn that inflation when we come up to November. So it's going to be a bit of a bonanza there. I call it, what do I call it? The big pay fortnight. I call it a big pay fortnight coming up in November from the November the 14th when all those HSIs that have been sold to the Icosa contract come up for liquidation. And of course, people will bid on them with Hedron. And of course, that will then flow into Icosa yield. And of course, inflation, the Hedron burn divided by the share rate there. So it's going to be pretty big payday. All right, cool. Now, what else we got? We're going to check out. So this is the supply, 9.766 million. And of course, that is the Icosa supply pretty much. We have a look at Hedron, of course. Let me just pull it up. I think it's this one here. Hedron, yeah, we've got 94. Let's refresh this. We got 94,375 billion Hedron in supply. Now, remember, there's a bit of a difference between the staking. So when you stake Icosa, it gets burned and you get it back at the end. But when you stake Hedron, it's just still in supply. It just gets staked out of your wallet there. So cool. So we've got the amount that's in the wallet here for staking is 15.3 trillion. So 15,283 billion Hedron is in staking. So that's in the staking side here. Obviously, that's represented by points on the DApp there. That is 35.4 million US dollars, 21,234 Ethereum, and that is 16.2% of the total supply is staked. But of course, if you excluded the Origin account, Hex Godwell, and other things like that, it's that the supply would be, the stake supply is way higher. I don't have an official number, so but it is way higher if you exclude those, since they're probably just not going to move. That's the kind of the assumption there. So that's cool. That is the Hedron. Let's jump over to the Watsas. So we're going to scroll down here to the third part here, the Watsa. We got NFT. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to drag that in and have a look at the Watsas. Let's refresh. Now, obviously, we can see this on the DApp. We can see that we have 13,732 Watsas there. But there it is there. So 4,589 holders. So that's how many holders are. You don't see that on the DApp, but that's how many holders there are. 4,589 of you. That's pretty crazy stuff. And of course, if we take 13,732 and we divide that by 4,589, that will give us an average. That's an average of 2.99. So basically 3 Watsas per holder there at the moment. 3 Watsas on average. But of course, if we go to the holders tab, we can see the big whales that have got tons and tons of Watsa NFTs. They'll probably, it's like a giant staking ladder if you think about it. They'll be earning Icosa forever, including 100% of the staking bonuses. And of course, they'll be able to burn these as they will, because you only get one chance, right? You got to burn them as you will. So to get on the front page, look at this. The front page here, 20. You need 20 Watsa NFTs to get on the front page here. That's pretty crazy stuff. And yeah, 3 average. So pretty cool numbers. Let's jump over to, I think where are we going here? The HSI instance. Obviously, people make HSI stakes. So we've got the instances here. Now this is just one of them, of course. We've got 1,193 in here. I'm not sure if this is the, I have to go to the other contract. I have to bring it up. Sorry, I forgot to bring that up today. Let me refresh this. This is the Hedron deployer. So basically, if we get down to the DApp here, obviously people are buying, with the What's NFTs. If to get What's NFTs, you have to mint them by spending Ethereum, Wrapped ETH, USDC, Hex, Hedron, or Maxi. And so to do that, to get the What's NFTs, and of course with the Hedron deployer, we see all those at the moment. So I'll move that around, and let's have a look at what the holdings are at this stage. All right, so we've got $10.8 million in there, so it's gone over $10 million, which is pretty nice, lifting with the price of the market, of course. We've got how much Ethereum in there? We've got 400 Ethereum with 664,000 US dollars. We've got Hedron in there. What's that? I think that's, did I say 1.5 trillion? I think that's correct. I'm pretty sure. So we've got 3 zeros there. 3 zeros, 3 zeros, 3 zeros. So I think that is correct. Maybe I should go that way. But yeah, that 1.5 trillion, I think that is the right number. So cool. And Hex there is 665 million Hex in there now. I'm making a pretty big Hex holder with $3.2 million. That's pretty neat. What else have we got going on there? Just let me just double check here. Just a moment. 3,616 748 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. That didn't quite give me the number I was hoping for. All right, cool. We've got US dollars here at $2.2 million on US. We've got DAI. We've got $1 million of DAI. Wrapped ETH. We've got 13.65 Wrapped ETH. And the big one here, 26.6 million Maximus, which makes it the biggest Maximus holder. And of course, it did the million Maximus burn the other day, which was very benevolent of it. Hedron deployer there. Even got a response from the Maximus team about that. So that's pretty cool. All right, so cool. That is some of the stuff. That's pretty much a wrap up. I did have one more commentary to pull that up, but I didn't pull it up today. So we're going to leave it at that. Let's get into some of the comments below as we lead in. I'm going to come back into the Hex Daily Stats is coming up in about 15 minutes, but we're going to talk about the meetups in Las Vegas first. But before we do that, we're going to go back into a lot of the stuff here. So let me just close down all the Hedron stuff. That is pretty much day 9. We're into day 10. Can you believe it? Day 10. That's where we are. All right, let's get back to the charts here. I'm going to leave it here for a little bit, and then we're going to get into the comments. Then we're going to jump into Maximus because Maximus is coming up very fast. And of course, the launch is very soon, or imminent, as Dipcatcher says, imminent. So we will get to that. All right, we got Dave, Crypto Dave. Good to see you, Crypto Dave. Morning from the UK. Can't sleep, says Crypto Dave. Yeah, I was going to say it's probably pretty in the morning, I would think, somewhere like that for you there. So big shout out. Hello, how are you today? Lies beneath in the house there. Hex, E-Hex, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely. When a Pulsechain launches, we're going to have very big liquidity pools for E-Hex, P-Hex. I'll be surprised if people actually do decide to sell the E-Hex with those strong liquidity bonding pairs. So, yeah, people might want to rethink that one. Wookie says, first in chat, come on, man, says Wookie. And Mike is in the house there. Good afternoon, everybody. What's up, Superman? What's up? Hey, good to see you, Mikey, in the house. And check my pulse says, what's up, Hexkins? Woohoo, one day closer to Pulsechain. That is true. Iron Hex in there. What's good, Superman? Very good. Thank you, Iron Hex. And Wake Dog says, yield Cyclone, stake Hex, get more Hex and Hedron. And stake Hedron, get Icosa, stake Icosa, get more Icosa and Hedron. Repeat. Nice one, Wake Dog. That's some alpha drop there from Wake Dog. And of course, J-Pon in the house. Good to see J-Pon. What's up, Superman? What's up? Hey, good to see you, J-Pon. And of course, what else that we got there? Some emojis. Bob Wells, hello there, peeps. We got Dave down under says, one day closer to exciting news. That is true. That's true. Bring on a Pulsechain. Mark Morris says, Hedron up 10x. It's mid-June. I know some impressive numbers. Hedron is like a boss at the moment. There is a lot of supply, but there's been a lot locked up in the staking. So that's been very effective. So cool on that. Alex is in the house. Good to see Alex as well. Woo! And Ted Nelson, good evening, everybody. We got Mighty in the house there. Good to see you, Mighty. Hello. And what else we got here? Mexican Hexagon. Boom, boom, boom. Shake, shake, shake the room. I like it. Let's go. Absolutely, Mighty. Absolutely. Grandad's in the house as well. Hi, Granddad. Katie's in the house. Hey, all. Good to see everybody. We've got the ducks and the bread going. I think that's probably it there. So we're up to date there on the comments. Always good to get up to date. So let's get into Maximus a bit more deep dive. Maximus, of course, currently at a 79% premium over Hex at the moment. We've got obviously huge news coming out with Dipcatcher, and of course he's been dropping us some real nice alpha stuff here lately. So very cool. Let's actually just go back a little bit here. This was his update 23 hours ago. Launch is imminent for Maximus, and obviously this is huge for Hex, huge for Maxi, and huge for the whole ecosystem. Pretty big. Launch once we finish testing and the audit gets back, it's go time. So he's not mucking around with the words there. It's go time. Making huge progress on the tap front ends, just around everything that's checked off the do list there. So cool. And of course, he was talking about in a previous tweet about wrapping up by the 28th of August and then going alpha. Obviously, he was also going to speak at Pulsechain. That doesn't look like it's going to be playing out just the way it was originally. So we could see an earlier launch is my guess here, especially after this tweet. Launch is imminent, so very exciting about that. That's played to advantage from point of view of Hex and the ecosystem. Now he's got a few other things here too. Ted Nelson says keep 50% maxi, swap 50% team and stake. And he says, Dipcatchers, I love it when people say they're keeping some maxi dry powder on the sideline. This increases the team staker reward yield and gives energy for future price appreciation. Thank you for your service there. Paul Coker says, can't wait to get my hands on some team token. This is going to be a bit like the What's It NFT, how that's very going to be very rare. It's going to be the same thing for the team token. It's a one-off mint phase. It will benefit from the growing ecosystem for Maximus, and man, it's going to be fun to see that play out. Now, people are got to be able to price that in. So there's all different ways of thinking about that. What else we got here? David Keffer here. Maximus investment vehicles can provide all three legs of a person's retirement stall. So that's pretty cool. I like that. What else we got there? I love someone says, I love the feature that allows renewing the stake after the stake period ends without taking possession of the tokens. There's a huge advantage over direct Hex staking. You have to end the stake and therefore take possession. This delays gratification, so that's pretty cool. And Dipcatcher says people love that you can simply roll forward all or part of your Hex staked in the perpetual pools without having to realize any income other than the massive gas savings and liquidity options. Maximus perpetuals deliver lots of beneficial flexibility to users, and that's the way to go. Now we've got a couple of little alpha drops here. Maximus perpetuals are rolling Hex stake pools of various lengths. So if you're not familiar with what's coming up, there's going to be 4 perpetuals coming up. There's going to be the base, which is a 1-year rolling stake. There's going to be the trio, which is a 3-year rolling stake. There's going to be the lucky, which is a 7-year rolling stake. There's going to be the decky, which is a 10-year rolling stake. They're just going to go on and on forever, and they're going to be a mint and redemption phase at each time. So these are just a couple of updates from Dipcatcher about that. Maximus perpetuals are rolling Hex stake pools of various lengths. These stake pools provide huge benefits to stakers compared to solo staking by combining everybody's Hex stake into a single stake and issuing a liquid token redeemable for the principal and yield when the stake ends. So that's how it's going to work. There's going to be a mint phase at the beginning, and of course people put their Hex in there, and everyone puts their Hex in the same pool. They still own the Hex, but it's all pulled together, and then they get a token out, which is either, if it's 1 year a pool, that would be the base token. If it's a 3-year pool, it would be the trio token, etc. So it works like that. At the end of the minting phase, that stake, which they all own, then gets staked for that period of time. So for 1 year, and it keeps rolling over, and there's a mint and redemption phase every year. So that's pretty neat there. All right, so cool. The other thing was Lucky is a revolving 7-year staking pool, may earn 23% per year. Lucky is roughly half the max length stake and designed to end slightly before the first wave of the big payday 10-year stakers. And this is a big deal. At the end of the 10 years, this is all these big stakes come out. So this stake here is going to end before that. So that's a pretty alpha there in terms of potential price, the price of Hex at the time as well. Lucky is riskier than Trio, so it may trade at a larger premium discount range. So Lucky is riskier than Trio, so it may trade in a larger premium discount range. So that's cool. Decky is a revolving 10-year stake pool, may earn 29% per year. Decky maxes out the longer pays better bonus, obviously because it's a 10-year stake there, and it's the maximum longer pays better bonus. You get 20% more shares per year. which is 200% for 10-year stake, and that's going to max that out. Decky is the highest risk amongst the perpetuals, so it may trade within a shocking premium discount range, like Maxi. So yeah, agree. All right, cool. That is looking good. We got another one here. If you're staking solo and not staking in pools, you're basically giving money away. Maximus here to save you. And why is that? Because it has a staking pool has particular benefits, which Maximus is getting. 99% gas savings fees, instant liquidity, high yield per hex stake versus solo. Obviously, you got the bigger pays better bonus in there. At least 50% gets held within the staking pool, and potential yield on yield opportunities if you wanted to do liquidity pools and things like that. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so nice. So we've got some cool stuff going on there. A few little tips. What else we got there? I think that was kind of it. Not free airdrop. We jumped through those. So I think that's kind of close to the. We've got a couple of here. Goldkey and I have been building groundbreaking, innovative products together since 2015. We're only 29 years old. We've still got at least 70 years of kicking ass left in the tank. I like that. That's kind of cool there as well. So nice. Blessed Jacob says, honestly, I'm very excited for base trio. Lucky Decky. It will give small investors like me to swim with the whales and sharks. Thank you for what you are doing. That is true. You get access to the bigger pays better bonus. That is what the big holders of Hex get access to. So that's a really cool feature as well. Now, quite a few people will probably have enter the base trio Lucky and Decker if they're going to do staking ladders or speculating. They'll probably get into all of those, putting Hex into each of those pools. And of course, if you're going to do that, you might also want to get some of the team token. You're going to need Maxi for that, not Hex. So the team token is the one-off DAO. It's going to have a mint phase, I think, for 21 days. And of course, that's the only way to get that. You're going to need Maxi to do it. So it's actually going to take Maxi off the market. 20% of that will get burned. 30% will go into one of the team token benefits, which is the 369. So 30% over 369. It will be 5% year 3, 10% year 6, and 15% year 9. And of course, that will be a bit part of the benefits there. And of course, 50% will go to the mystery box, which no one has any expectation of. And the mystery box will also get a copy of all the team tokens that are minted. So basically doubling the supply. But of course, will the mystery box be some sort of benevolent player like the Hedron deployer has so far shown has done? Like a million maxi burn? We'll find out. It's going to be fun to see that play out. So there is a little bit of gamification in there, if you'd say to say the least. It's going to be cool. All right, let's jump away from that. It's kind of the Maxi wrap up there. And Maxi currently at just under an 80% premium over Hex at the moment. That is the first product on the market. We have 5 more products coming to hit the market. The 4 perpetuals and the 1 team token. So there's going to be 6 tokens for the Maximus ecosystem. And of course, that's all built on the Hex ecosystem, giving us a 10 charts. So we're going to jump from 4 charts to 10 charts in the Hex ecosystem once Maximus launches all those products. And this is before Pulsechain even launches. And when Pulsechain, we're going to have a whole new tab for Pulsechain because we're going to have PulseX, incentive tokens, and who knows what else coming down the pipeline. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hex, of course, is going to be there too, Hex on Pulse. All right, cool. Let's jump over to, we're going to jump out of there. We've got the meetups for KSB TV. We're coming up to the Hex Daily Stats shortly, so stay tuned for that. But KSB TV has got lots of things lined up. So we've got for Las Vegas, it's coming up between the 5th and the 8th. So we've got the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament coming up. And, of course, that's going to be fun. We play a lot of ads on that. I probably play them at the end of this live stream so you can see the Pulse Golf Tournament. We've got the DeFi 60 ladies at the Cabana Club. I always open this one up because I wish I was going to this one. I really like this setup here with the Cabana pool party with the cocktail. Look at the bar. Is that a cocktail bar there? I think that is. It looks pretty cool to me. I like that sort of stuff. That's the sort of stuff that, it's exciting. It looks very exciting. I like that. All right, so cool. That is up on that day. And, of course, I can see that probably would have some of our community members there for that one. Or else we've got Power City Pulsechain community parties coming up too. And that's going to be pretty fun with the old Power City. They've been doing really good stuff there. And, of course, they're going to have lots of DJs and stuff like that. So that's coming up 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. That's going all night. That's going to be hardcore. All night to 5 a.m. Seriously, I can't remember the time that I even stayed up that late. for a dance party. But there we are. We're going to have DJ Lethal there, the Crystal Meth Method, Freddie Quotes, Black Crypto, Corey the Investor there, all going to be there, so you can meet many of your favorite people there, as well as having good music. I imagine it's in Las Vegas. It's going to be pretty late, so what stays in Vegas, I guess, is the way you might play that out. And then we're finding on the 8th of September, we've got the Happy Hour Leaving Las Vegas meetup at the Gatsby's Cocktail Lounge and Resort, so that's pretty cool. And of course, so you can see a picture of that is pretty neat. Look at that place. Looks pretty humming. Looks like it's good to have a good atmosphere there at the Gatsby's Cocktail Lounge. And yeah, some cool stuff. Now, the other thing, of course, is apparently Nagabo's holding a party. And I think there's one or two other things on around Las Vegas there too. But pretty much looking good there with KSB TV and Power City. Very nice. Very nice. All right, so we're coming into the stats here for day 995. We're going to wait for that to come up for the Hex Day stats, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're up to day 996. It's currently live for the Hex Daily stats. The base amount per T-share is 6.113 Hex per T-share. Looking good. Now, yesterday I did a video on this channel around Hex staking, so hopefully that's seems to have some good pickup on that. And it's you're just talking about what you can earn as passive income for Hex staking. So check that out. Spread that around to your friends because it's a good video for that. It also shows you what you could have made if you'd got into Hex early. Of course, Hex is still early, but if you got in like near the beginning, the genesis of what you could have made. Also, doing staking ladders as well. I've got a staking ladder calculator there too, which is actually really cool. The Free Pulse team have done a good job with that. So it's using the hex.pink, I think is the website. So check that out from yesterday. We're going to have day 995 results, sorry. And we are only, 3 days away. So it's 96, 97, 98, 99. So yeah, 3 days after this, we are from 1,000 days. We're getting there, man. Woohoo! It's going to be really cool. Being able to talk about Hex being at 1,000 days and higher. It's going to be a really, really cool milestone. Yeah, we're going to love it. All right, we've got a few other comments in the chat there, so we're going to get to that. Let me leave that there. I'm going to go back to the Hex price chart. And there we are at the moment. We've got Hex at 4.938 cents. We've got Hedron at 288, and Maxi currently at a 79% premium over Hex, with Icosa there at $1.48. That's kind of cool. Who else in the house there? We've got Brennan says, if Dipcatcher launches soon, I see the Trio token being popular. If you think of market cycles, then the stake could end at the top of a bull market. That's a good point, Brennan. So we've got the Lucky token ending at the end of the staking period, the 10 years. So let's have a look at that because I think we've got the full chart there. So this is kind of the when it's going to launch. So these are all the big stakes coming out the year 10 here. It's 2030. So they all potentially launch, or end here for the Lucky token before all this big wave of Hex coming out with all the big yields in there. Massive T-shares, big yields coming in here. So it's going to mature before that, which is pretty cool. So that is part of that logic for the Lucky token. And yeah, the 3-year cycles, if it could end up playing well with the old Trio token. Now, they did a poll originally on what people say they would go into, the base, the Trio, Lucky, or Dicky. And the two popular ones were the base and the Dicky. But I think given all the information's coming out, maybe we might get quite a nice distribution between all of them because they all have their pros and cons. Els and Merlos is in there. My dear Hexkin says L. And Superman wants the ladies in bikini, says Al Merlos. No, I actually like pools. I like pools and cocktails, and that's probably why I said that. And Adam says there, morning Superman, love the stream, awesome. Content like always, says Dan, appreciate that. And smash those likes, definitely smash the likes. Hey, we're up to 5,616 subscribers. Heading towards 6,000 is our next mark. And, of course, you guys make it possible, so big shout out. There we go. All right, so we have the Hex Daily Stats coming out pretty shortly. Day 995 is going to be hot off the press, so we'll get up to that. And a close out of that. Let me just jump out of close out of that too. We are down to this amount. Now, I don't think we've had any news from Richard Hart else lately. He's been posting quite a bit about Tesla. Obviously, he bought his father a Tesla car. He's been posting a lot of stuff around Tesla cars there in the last couple of hours, actually. Anyone's else Model X Tesla, not wireless charging, an Android phone. So just stuff like that. The Tesla yoke is trash. Wheel for win. So he must still be, based on this, he must still be in the United States. I thought that he had left the United States, but if he's playing around with his father's Tesla car, that would suggest that he's still in the United States, wouldn't it? Let's have a look here. We're going to go down to Pulse Bitcoin, see if they did have any update around anything. Yeah, let's have a look. 3 hours ago, food for thought. It would appear that many Hex influencers have convinced you to sell your Pulse Dogecoin. I guess they don't want you to win. That's pretty messed up, if you ask me, especially because they failed to mention that having PLSD will allow you to mine. So having PLSD will allow you to mine Pulse Bitcoin. Obviously, we knew that it was a dual token system with Pulse Bitcoin, but the word mine here is pretty cool. I like that. It's pretty cool. I know it might sound cryptic, but it will be clear upon Pulse Bitcoin release. So that's coming up there. This is 9 hours ago. Also, I can assure you, definitely a lot closer than many of you think there. So there's the alpha there in terms of the upcoming, what's got mining. They're using the word mining there. So that's coming up there. So cool. Obviously, people pretty much probably have to stake their PLSD for that. So that's the staking and some sort of deflation. So I expect some interesting stuff happening with Pulse Bitcoin. And the chart will probably eventually reflect that. I just went back over $4 for Pulse Dogecoin. So we'll see how it goes as well. Now, I don't know how many of you are still holding Pulse Dogecoin, or how many traded into Hedron, things like that. I think it was pretty much the victim of Hedron with Icosa launch. So, yeah, just the way it goes, right? That's what happens. Last time we had a big move down in price, it was Hedron that was the victim, and of course with Icosa there. So just the way it goes. All right, so cool. We're going to wait for day 995 coming hot off the press soon. We'll leave it at the prices at this stage. What else there? Adan says, thanks for that pink Hex link for yesterday, mate. The Hex layout is great, mate. It's simple to explain to new people about how Hex works. The sky's the limit for how Hex now. Great stuff. Yeah, it was a good site. I think it's a very good site, Adan. And of course, you can check out that video. Now, let me just go. I'll bring up that. I think it's hex.pink, isn't it? Yeah, pink. And we'll pull that site up. So this is the site we made a video on yesterday. And it's always good every so often to bring out some good videos on some of the tools that are available in Hex. So I'm going to try and do more of that, just so that we don't get stuck in the news, which is important. But just to make sure that people have got the tools that they need, are aware of the tools that they need to do staking and, of course, passive income and things like that. So it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously, just move everything along here with the amount that you want to invest and how long you want to invest. Obviously, the longer pays better bonus. They got nice little question marks here. I love these. Sites that don't have these little question marks that give you the extra information that you need are kind of annoying. So I really like how they've got this. So yeah, definitely check that video out. Very, very cool. And of course, the payout table down the bottom, really, really gold. So they've done, they do some good stuff here with this team. So nice. Hex Pink is now part of PulseVF.com. Okay, let's have a look at that. I didn't see that link there yesterday when I did the video. Yeah, cool. So this is kind of what I talked about. I talked about the fact that this team needs to integrate their products. So I'm glad to see that this looks like what they're doing here. They got free Pulse. They got the Hex.pink, the Pulse hot list there. They got PRC20s.com, and of course track the stakes of any Hex address down here as well. I don't know if I've even looked at that one. Let's pull that up there. I don't even know if that had that one. I actually thought they had one other website, one other function as well. So maybe they have that. Anyway, that site's not coming up at the moment. CustomHex.com. CustomHex.com. Taking a while to load, unfortunately. CustomHex.com. Yeah, it's not just population. That's CustomHex.com. So we'll have a look at that another time. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, some good sites coming from them. Nice to see that they have got an integrated site there. So they just need to think about how they're going to leverage all the users that they've got flowing into all these products and get that engagement and commitment from the team. All right, cool. Still waiting for day 995 to come up. So we'll get there for that one. And I hate it when I leave a big fat comment over the video screen when I'm trying to talk about something. Desir, when Pulsechain launch, 1 day closest DB, 1 day closer. Try 2024 patience, my bro. Keep clicking your drop out. No, well, we know it's going to be before 2024 because we got Richard Hart on the video talking about what he was asked what the top what the best coins for 2023 were going to be, and Pulsechain and Pulsex were in that list. So we know it's going to be by that time. So that's not bad. I've got that little video here. Where's it gone? Sneaky little video sneaking around. But we definitely know that's coming up. The best. Now, what show was that on? That was on the show with the two co-hosts, wasn't it? That was on the co-host show. Have I got that up here? I thought I had somewhere, but it seems to be racing away for me. The best. Simply the best. Here it is here. Yeah, the top 5. So he was asked what the top 5 were going to be. Here we go.
The best.
Do you have a top 5 if you could?
Nope.
No,
I mean,
top 5.
I'm a Richard Hart maximalist, bro. So like next year it's going to be Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex on the Ethereum network, Hex on the Pulsechain network. But like, why would you want worse gain?
So that was about that. So we'll watch that one more time.
I like those ones the best.
Do you have a top 5 if you could?
Nope.
No,
I mean,
top 5.
I'm a Richard Hart maximalist, bro. So like next year it's going to be Pulsechain, Pulsex, Hex on the Ethereum network, Hex on the Pulsechain network. But like, why would you want worse gain?
True. True. I agree with that. All right, cool. All right. Cool. When patience there. Well, we have proof of weight, don't we? In this community, we have proof of weight. That's part of what we were trained up well by Richard with the proof of weight. So we've got that. Hex at the moment, 4.9. Is it 4.9? 4.935. So I don't know why that trading pool's changed out, but I'm going to double check my Hex pools there. I'm pretty sure they're on the 3% pool. That has typically the largest liquidity. We're at Hedron at 22.91. And of course, we've just flicked over because this is a new day. So this flicked into a new day 22 minutes ago. So this new candle is for the new day, but it's only 22 minutes because I'm on Dex Guru and it's got a 12-hour difference from my Dex Guru chart on my time frame. So there we are. 80% premium of Hex of Maxi over Hex and $1.48 for Icosa at the moment, which reflects kind of the HSI buyback prices typically with arbitrage, right? So cool. All right, let's jump into it. We got day 905. We're waiting for it. It should be out by now, but it's always a couple of minutes late now. I noticed it used to come out at 17 past. It's now 23, so it's still a bit later than normal, but we will get that out pretty shortly. So that's cool. Nice to see Pulse Dodge, Pulse Bitcoin. Looks like it's going to be out sooner than people think. So it could be some nice little price movement with this chart. I haven't actually been seeing much about silver. It's not, who is it? Gunther, Wolverine. I haven't seen much on that one. I'm sure Wolverine has been busy. Wolverine, I'm pretty sure he's been pretty busy. So let's have a quick look at some of these. He's a pretty prolific tweeter, so he should probably have quite a bit of stuff out at the moment, but I can't see anything here. So yeah, not a lot of quotes there, but nothing there. Now, we haven't heard much from Overwatch as well. Rack Michelle's been pretty quiet lately. He did have quite a burst of alpha drops while he's talking about all the products that are coming. Now, if you haven't joined Discord, of course, join our Discord. The link is in the video description. And if you want to subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, of course, and share the channel around. Really does help. But, of course, so here we are in Discord. Very, very cool. Now, I just want to say a big shout out to who else is in here? A big shout out to who was it? No, I can't see the comments actually. I'm just trying to see those. Let me jump up here. Is it back up here? Maybe further up here. Links, yeah. So big shout out. Links there is now moderator in chat. So welcome to the moderator team. Links and big shout out on that. We did have a bit of a suspicious scammer in the chat yesterday. It came in, and of course we had to delete them and ban them from chat. So every now and then we will have somebody we have to get rid of. We've had like 4 different Supermans in there, and we've had to delete all 4 Supermans as well. But we are trying to get onto that as soon as possible. So big shout out. We just beefed up the moderators there. So cool. All right, nice. All right, so we're going back to the rights. We're waiting for day 995 to come out. I'm sure it's going to be pretty soon. So definitely get into Discord and away to go. Now, if you want to join this channel as supporter of this channel, hit the join button. We've got 3 different memberships. We've got Pulsechans, Hexicans and the Richard Hart Club. You can join those, support the channel, as we do 2 live streams a day around Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, and of course all the cool derivative products in the Hex ecosystem, Maximus, Icosa, Hedron, and of course later, of course, we're going to have Power City Flex. That's coming down later down the pipeline, and of course I do hope that they'll launch on Ethereum. Actually, it'd be pretty cool at the right time, of course, and that would be neat. That's my speculation, but yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, I can't wait till we have Pulsechain launch. We're gonna have so much to talk about. We're gonna have so many cool DeFi's with massive leverage portfolios. You can imagine how much these are going to be worth in the future. Liquid loans, fiat, Power City, these juggernauts, all the big NFT platforms like Mintra. There's going to be some really epic stuff happening on the Pulsechain. It's going to be really, really cool to see the valuations of all these different dApps and stuff like that. So very excited about that. Very excited. What else we've got there? Hexfetti in-house. I'm only going to hold RH products and have smaller bags with some side projects. Hexfetti, that is the strategy of this channel. So I 100% back that one. That's the way to go for sure. Dan said, yes, agree. He did say 2023, but can market sentiment affect that? One time will tell, champ, but I praise So Superman still. It's going to be mind-blowing ecosystem. Imagine the FOMO, champ. It's going to be amazing at the end. Absolutely amazing. All right, cool. Let us get back to it. Hopefully we got the data. There it is. Woohoo! We got it. Yes. We're coming up to it. We've got 57 minutes coming up to an hour. We've got the Hex Daily Stats out there, 23rd of August, day 995. We've got a price increase of 1.6% at 4.944. The payout per T-share, 6.129 Hex per T-share. The T-share price at the moment to pick up one T-share is 1,149. You can get it for a third of the price if you stake out 10 years because you get 20% more shares per year, 200% more shares. So that's three times. Pretty easy. And of course, we've finally got an increase in the share rate. I say finally, but of course, that means it's going to cost you more Hex to get a T-share. We had 2 dot days. We're up 12.3 today at 23,243. It's only going up and to the right, and that's cool. It does reflect compound interest, and of course, it gives a fair entry for people coming in at any particular time. It also means that people staking short-term can't outdo people staking long-term. Average stake length is 6.55 years. I love the 5.5s, and of course, annual percentage yield rate, APY yield, which is inflation, and EES, emergency in-state penalties, is 37.76%. Liquidity in the pool is 216.7 million Hex in the pool. And of course, liquidity in the pool, $14.4 million US. So there's been not only just an increase in price, but obviously a lot more liquidity providers seem to be coming into the space lately, I've noticed. And of course, liquidity pool, 1,300 Ethereum in there at the moment. Let's have a look at the T-shares. 10,456,000 T-shares. That is down 1,766 today. You can see there's obviously ebbs and flows going on in there. Remember, Hex is easy to understand. There is an award pool every day with inflation and penalties, and there is a ownership pool with T-shares, or what we call trillions of shares. And if these things go up and down, then your Hex payout per T-share goes up and down. So it's pretty much how that works. That is Hex in a nutshell. Total supply is looking steady there. Let's move past some of these. We're going to go to stake percentage of coins. 9.64% of Hex is staked, and the vast majority of Hex is controlled by the Origin accounts, and of course sacrifice accounts there. And of course, that's currently means that we've got pretty high staking periods at the moment. So percentage payout at the moment 64. Sorry, let me jump over here. Hex penalties 174,000 in penalties. Very low penalties today. That means Hex stakers are keeping their responsibilities, as it were. Now these are the cool numbers. Current stakers up 155 to 105,861 stakers at the moment, and the current holders up 116 to 309,019. So we're moving up there. Still pre-viral, still early days, but of course benefiting strongly from the Icosa launch, and of course particularly HSI buybacks have been going pretty well, as we showed earlier in the spreadsheet. Just on the whale bot alone over the last 9 days, 88 million Hex staked, pretty much long, most of it for 555. So 55555. So pretty amazing there. And of course, we benefited greatly from that. So looking very, very cool. All right. So what are we up to? Total holders up 303 to 488,000. Looking pretty good. This ecosystem's looking really good. And these second layer derivatives, you can see the impacts really, really powerful on the stats over the last 20, 30 days there. You can see how it's ramped up since Icosa. Triple digit numbers, quadruple digit staking numbers back here on day 987. So pretty exciting. And we're currently on day 996, only 3 more days away to 1,000 days. We're going to be epic. And of course, we'll be able to spread that around. Hex has been around for 1,000 days. Can you believe it? Awesome stuff. All right, let's have a look at the Hex stakes as well. Just want to quickly look into that. Now, obviously, we talked about how the Maximus lucky token, the 7-year staking, will come out before all this big wave of long-term stakers. This is the 10-year stakers here. So before that, we're going to zoom in, though, on the year ahead. And let me have a look here. We're going to go back to where we are now, August. So let's go to August 27th. This is the year ahead. We can see that we've only got this one big giant candle left. Hit this one here, 1.25 billion. This will probably break up. Will there be another billion candle, or will this be the last billion candle that we see for a long time? So yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see how this breaks up. This was originally around about 700 million or so, 800 million. That got topped up with the stuff that came out at the beginning of August. So this is the 1st of September. We've still got the front wave, so we've still got a lot of short stakers in here. The first 3 months, so August, September, October. Let's go into November, say. So these ones, all these ones into here, all the front of the wave, as it were, the short stakers. Within 3 months is kind of the way I'm defining that. And then we've still got some candles coming out here, in January next year. So we've still got 5 decent candles in here with 200-300 million in each of these, in these 5 candles. So that's in January. But after that, very low. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Pretty low stuff coming out there. We haven't got a decent candle until the 24th of July, 2023, 405 million in there. But of course, a lot of the stuff will end up restaking and just keep rolling and rolling. But slowly after surely, it's just getting lower and lower and lower. And what happens if we have obviously there's a lot of Hex and liquid wallets, but what happens if we have the Heart wallet come out with a sacrifice for that? And of course, we've already got big things coming with Icosa, 88 million staked up there, coming off the market, liquid wallets. And of course, we've got the Maximus coming up. Now, Maximus could potentially do, if we get all the bigger pays better bonus, 600 million Hex coming out of the liquid wallets. It's going to be awesome. So you can see how important these numbers are, why I talk about them all the time. Pretty awesome. All right, let's jump out of there. Woohoo! All right, cool. Let's get out. Let's get out of that. And of course, Hex currently at 4.9 cents. Hedron at 2291. Maxi Premium at 80%. And of course, Icosa at $1.48 there as well. Bitcoin is at 21,500 and Ethereum at 1653. We're going to get a second wave of Ethereum moves. Obviously, we've got the governor's meeting coming up around giving us a hint around the hawkishness or not of the September rate rise. Remember, that is the 21st September. In September, we have inflation and employment numbers coming out. We've seen a little bit of a kink in the the services sector today. And we'll be watching that pretty closely as well. So stay tuned. But the Hex ecosystem's got heaps of second layer stuff coming, and it's looking really, really nice. Very nice, as we say. I was trying not to say that, but I thought I'd say it anyway. There we go. All right, cool. What else we got there? Let me just jump back up here. We got more of those terrible bots. Can you believe it? They really like to come in and ruin everything, but we'll get rid of those. Thanks for deleting that, Brennan. I appreciate that. I'm just going to report them because I like to get them off the chat altogether. I have to report them to do that. So just the way it goes. Let me just take a second to report all those. And I don't know whether they actually stay in the live stream, but I like to delete them just in case, so they're not there for people after the live show. One more to go. Here we go. Bam. And away we go. And that's Goldberger. Nice. All right, cool. What else we got going there? We got a couple more comments. We got, bugger off bot, says Brennan. Absolutely. Thoughts on 5 token airdrops? There's more. I don't know what that is. The 5 one. KD in the house. I'll try and have a look at that, but let me take a snapshot to see what that is. And we typically try to vet them before we talk about them. That's pretty much it. So I'll take a snapshot of that. Bam. Have a look at that later. All right, what else there? Brennan says, I expect big stakes to start again after Pulse launches. Me too, Brennan. What are we going to say about that? With the big giant liquidity pools bonding stuff up, I'm not so sure we'll get that much EHEX selling. I think people that sell EHEX might regret it selling the EHEX with the big giant liquidity pools tying up the PHEX price and the EHEX price. So I suspect that might backfire. I suspect that, I think that's going to be good. Yeah, I agree. Katie says, I would spread out your stakes before and after the Pulsechain launch to avoid hex and bubble, says Katie. True, agree with that. Got him, says Mix. Nice work. The calm before the storm, says Dave down under. Indeed. Thanks, Hex Token. Great content. More Hex says. You're welcome. Katie in house, that very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm trying not to say that, to be honest. It can get annoying. It annoys myself too when it's one of those addictive statement, things that you start saying. It's just the way it goes. But as a content creator, you shouldn't become annoying, right? You try not to be too annoying. So that's pretty much it. All right, cool. That is looking good. So I think that's kind of where we're at this stage. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So cool. What time? 1:07. We're going to wrap up now. I'll be back on again with the second live stream later on today. In 5 hours time, I'll be back on live stream number 2. If you want to join the channel, hit the join button. We've got Pulseskins, Hexskins, Rich Heart Club, a great way of supporting the channel, and get access to some of the perks in the chat with the emojis, and of course in the Discord as well. Get some perks in there. The other thing, of course, is don't forget subscribe, like, and hit the bell. It really does support the channel, and we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep spreading the word day in and day out, and of course. We're going to be doing some creative videos as well on the way, mixing and mingling it up, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. What else is we going to do? I think that's it. I think that's we'll come back. So I've got a couple of topics. Hopefully, I'll talk about in the second live stream. We'll get into it. Was it Pulsechain in January 2023? Hey, Al, that's kind of where I'm feeling about the Pulsechain. What I'm going to do is probably in the second live stream, I'll play a lot of the Pulsechain videos. It's like the latest information we have. We'll do that again in the next live stream. So if you want to look forward to the Pulsechain stuff around dates, but January 23 is kind of feeling like that's where it's going to be. Although we don't know, right? Richard Hart's going to decide, but it does kind of feel like that with the highest stakes coming out and all that. We will see. Now it is counting down, and we're at the 24th of August. So we've got September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. So that's kind of the time frame. We've already been waiting quite a long time, so I guess it's not too much further. KD with the Bora emoji, yeah. That's that one there, right? That one emoji there. Nice. All right, cool. Space D007 says, what do you think instead of selling EHEX, bridge them to Pulsechain? Yeah, well, that's people were talking about selling EHEX, bridging the Pulsechain and liquid pool EHEX with PHEX. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Space D. That would probably be the better play, and then you could just earn a lot of fees off that. Although I think the pools are going to be ginormous with the possibly the Origin account, sacrifice accounts involved there. An incentive token to buy more PX or PLSX shall be very lucrative. I think so. That's the play there at Space DX, and the incentive token could be very lucrative from that point of view. I actually think it's going to do pretty well, and I think the yield farmers will speculate on it too. Obviously, they're going to earn it, but they'll speculate on it too. GetX in the house there. Nice. I like that. Good to see those bright emojis. Brendan says, any thoughts on Paul Pleb token SAC? Apologies if that's outside the chat parameters. That's all right, Brendan. No, it's just it's not so much that. It's just whether I have actually looked at them or not. Whether because it's it's easy to get trapped into talking about stuff that you haven't actually done. Checked it out. Now I know a couple of other YouTubers have covered Paul Pleb in detail. I have not done anything on it. I have been really focused on Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, of course, as you guys know, and Icosa and Maximus and Airdrops. So that's really been my main focus. That is the core products. And so I will try and have a look at the Paul Pleb though. I know that a lot of people have been talking about it quite a bit. I think we have got, I'll probably try and address some of those in the second live stream. How about that? Thanks, Superman says J-Pont. Hey, you're welcome. And take care. All see you later, says Live Spinning. Take care as well. We're in Big Base here. Big Base is coming. And we're up to an hour and 10 minutes. So we're going to play Big Base right now. Do you think whales will dump incentive token? Not immediately, Brennan. I think that it's going to do pretty well in the speculative opening of when incentive token happens. It will be deflationary over time, like it's going to have an emission curve, but that will be, declining over time. And I think a lot of people will speculate on it, just like they have with other incentive tokens, So yeah, I would certainly probably think about the first 2 or 3 months could be quite lucrative, maybe the first 6 months, but it will get scarcer over time if the emission curve goes down and the number of people involved in this ecosystem goes up. That would play out reasonably well. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Let's play out Power City Core. I think that's where we're going. That's our base. Let's go for it. Win base, sir. Here it is. We're in base. Bam. Peace out. See you in 5 hours. Bye for now. 5 likes and share. Woo-hoo.